Hi, I'm Jessica Taylor, and even though I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 19 years now, it's always super exciting to get a new Stampin' Up! Catalog. It's even better when you can look at it with a friend. So grab a cup of coffee, pull up a comfy chair, and let's look through the new 2018-2019 annual catalog together. First, I wanted to mention how this is how the catalog comes. It's bound kind of like a book, and what I have done is I take it to my local copy or office store and have them spiral bind it. So what they do is they cut off this binding here and they poke the little holes and put the spiral binding on. I had them add a clear cover this time to protect the front of my catalog, and they also put a black plastic piece on the back to protect the back of my catalog. So depending on how many extra pieces you have them add, it could cost anywhere from $3 to $10. So you want to take it to your local office shop to ask how much it would cost for it to be spiral bound. But what's nice about that is then your catalog will lay open, it'll lay flat and open for you, or you can even kind of keep it like this if you are trying to copy some samples or look at a specific page. So that's one thing that I like to do with my catalog. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what is inside. I wanted to start by talking about the stamps because sometimes Stampin' Up! Stamps, there is a little confusion around the different types. So there are three different types. There's a wood mount, clear mount, and photopolymer. So the wood mount are actually mounted on wood blocks. The wood blocks come separately, and you put the label on and then you put the red rubber stamp on the back. These are really easy to grip and hold, and they're just ready for you to use right off. The second kind is the clear mount stamp, and these also are a red rubber stamp. This is sometimes where the confusion comes in. So these are red rubber stamps that you're gonna mount to a clear block. So you need one clear block, or they come in a variety of sizes, and then you can use that same block over and over with different stamps. These do also come with labels that you can put on the back of your stamps, but I leave mine off because I find that they stick to the blocks better if I don't put those on. The third kind is photopolymer, which are totally clear stamps. So they look black here, but that's just because the sheet that you put them on has black on it, so you know which image goes where. But they're really totally clear so that when you put them on your block, you can see exactly where you're stamping. So those are the three different kinds of stamps, and as we look through the catalog, most of the stamp images are shown at full size. It will tell you if they're not, but most of them are full size, so what you see is what you get. What drew me to Stampin' Up! About 20 years ago was their color coordination. I just loved how you could get the same color in ink, cardstock, pattern papers, ribbons, embellishments. It was all color coordinated for me, and I love that because I'm a little bit color challenged, so I like that Stampin' Up! Makes it really easy for me. I wanted to point out this page, page 4 in the catalog, because this is where you're going to be able to see all the colors together. This year Stampin' Up! Did a color revamp, so they got rid of some old colors and they brought in some new colors. So you'll be able to see all the colors here. They also rearranged some of their collections. There's still neutrals, brights, subtles, and regals, but some of the colors have moved around. So be sure that you just take note of that as you're ordering things so that you know which colors go in which group. Next in the catalog are some kits. These are great if you are new to card making or if you just like to have everything ready to go for you. These kits are just really great because they come with everything you need. It's pre-cut, pre-scored, easy to put together. Most of the kits come with a stamp set in the kit, but just note that there is at least one that you need to purchase the stamp set separately. So just pay attention to that when you're ordering the kits, that you look and see exactly what's included and what you maybe need to order separately. Also, some of them now come with card kit refills, so you can get the card kit once and then get the refills so that you can get more of the consumables and use them to make more cards. So there are a few pages of those kits. And then we get into the good stuff. Now, I could go page by page through this catalog, but it would take us hours. So I'm gonna kind of skip around and show you some things that I just wanted to point out or that are my favorites. So as you look through the catalog, be sure to look for bundles because you can save 10%. So for instance, here is a Botanical Bliss bundle that includes a stamp set and coordinating Thinlits dies. And when you purchase them together, you save 10%. So this one comes with a wood mount stamp set or a clear mount stamp set. So these are the item numbers that you would use. Another thing that you want to look for is ideas. So a lot of times when I'm looking at the stamp images, so this is one stamp set, the black and white images don't really do anything for me, especially for this set right here. I just kind of passed over this one, did not stand out to me at all until I saw this cute little card over here, and I love it. I love how they stamped a black and white image and colored it in, and then also added the blue kind of behind it and used the thank you from here. I just think it's a really cute card. So be sure that you're looking at the samples because you're going to get some great ideas from those as well. You'll also want to look for suites. So these are coordinating products that Stampin' Up! Creates to make it really easy for you to know what to use together. So a lot of the suites will include a stamp set, maybe some framelits that go with it. This one includes some designer series paper and a cardstock pack to go with it so that you have the colors of cardstock that match the paper, some fun leaf ribbon, and also some wood elements. So this suite really stuck out to me because my daughter loves animals and she wants to be a zookeeper. So this was of course at the top of our list. I have made a couple cards with this already. I was able to get this early. So first I just wanted to show you this kangaroo card that I made. I paired it with a stamp set called Itty Bitty Greetings that I'll show you in a minute. This is one that I know I'm going to use a lot, but I used the Hey Friend stamp set and then I'm Here For You because there's a kangaroo and a koala and I just thought that was really cute. So there's one card that I've made with that set, and you'll see that I didn't actually use the suite. I used it with other products that I had. So even though they tell you what goes together, doesn't mean that you have to just use that together. I love a punch and coordinating stamp set. So anytime I can stamp an image and punch it out quick with a punch, it's a happy day. It just makes it so much faster. So this is a label punch box that comes with this stamp set, which is great because it has images for a bunch of different occasions. It comes with the coordinating punch, a clear block, and a couple ink pads. And then it comes in a really nice tin to store it in. So this would actually make a really great gift for someone who maybe wants to get into card making. On this page here, I wanted to point out, again, looking at ideas, I love this little card here where they stamped their own background with these stamps. So even if you're not going to make a full card that you see, you might get an idea from a card that you want to use and make your own. Here was one of my must-have stamp sets, and that's the Itty Bitty Greetings. I showed it to you at the beginning. I got it in wood mount because I didn't want to lose all those small little stamps, and then I would just have them ready to stamp with, already on a block and ready to go. So it has just a great variety of different words that you can use on the front of your cards and pair with all of the different stamp sets that you have. Another thing I love is this Best Root suite, and this again has stamp sets, an embossing folder, washi tape, enamel shapes, some memories and more cards, some designer series paper. I just really love the colors and patterns, and I think they're going to be great for guy cards. Also, we love to travel, so I can just see us using it a lot. This birthday backgrounds stamp set was another one that stood out to me. I just love any stamp set that you can use in a variety of different ways. So backgrounds are something that I'm always needing. And here's one card that I made with it. I just stamped this confetti in the back in Versamark ink. So the Versamark ink, you can stamp it on any color cardstock and it just looks a little bit darker than the color you stamped it on. So this stamp set and a Versamark ink pad, and you're gonna be able to make a lot of different cards. This Blow Out the Candles bundle was one that I almost passed over, but when I came back and looked at the samples, I thought, whoa, I really want to have that. So this is a stamp set that comes with a coordinating die set, and there's just some really fun dies in here. Not only are there dies to cut out the images in the stamp set, but there's this fun border that cuts out the white pieces on the front panel here so that you can see the pink behind. So you can do it twice on one card, or you could just do it once at the bottom or on the top. it kind of looks like confetti. I just thought that was super fun. And the pieces that you punch out of there, you could actually use in a shaker card. So kind of maybe put them to the side so that you can use them later. The other thing that I really liked about this was this balloon image. And I like how you can stamp the outline and then you can either color it in with the coloring tool of your choice, or you can stamp this balloon inside so it's super fast to color. I just like the versatility of those and think I would use them a lot. There's also one more die in here that I think is clever, and that's this kind of tag topper. So you could use it to make the top of a tag, or you could use it on both ends and slide a ribbon through there. So some great pieces in there that you might have missed, like I did the first 100 times that I looked through the catalog. And that is called Blow Out the Candles. There's a cute new elephant punch, and it coordinates with this little elephant stamp set. So that also comes in a bundle. If you have a lot of baby cards to make, or just make cards for little kids, I think that's super cute. Or maybe you just have an elephant lover in your family. I absolutely love this card. Speaking of looking through for ideas, I think I would leave the sewing off because I don't really sew and I'm just lazy like that. So even leaving that sewing off, this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous card. So the stamp set that was used for that card is called Healing Hugs on page 110. And again, like looking at this in just kind of gray and white does nothing for me. But then when I see this flower stamped up here, it is just gorgeous. And there's some really great greeting stamps in here as well. Get well soon. Wishing you a quick and complete recovery. Just really nice images in this stamp set. And I love when they pair kind of an image like a flower with the words all in one stamp set. It makes it really easy to make nice cards. So along with that, I thought that this set here, this Kindness and Compassion stamp set on page 108, I thought this would go really well with this stamp set to make a whole another variety of different kinds of cards, like sympathy and thank you, and just kind of, I guess, kindness and compassion it's called. So it's a lot of sympathy and thankful, but great font to go with this image. One of the first things I had to get out of this catalog was this Abstract Impressions stamp set. Couple of reasons for that. And one is because it reminds me of my grandma, especially the designer series paper that goes with it. She always had tablecloths on her kitchen table that were this kind of bright floral pattern. So it totally reminds me of her. Also, I love the words, kindness changes everything, for sure. So here is one card that I made with just this greeting and not even any of the flowers. I just used the greeting and then added a few hearts. But also, this stamp set reminds me of the very first stamp set that I ever bought from Stampin' Up. And it was a similar flower where you can stamp it in multiple colors and layer it. And the reason I bought it was because the person that I saw demonstrating it made an anniversary card and she used a vellum overlay. So she stamped the bottom of the flower on like the base cardstock, and then she did a vellum overlay and stamped the details on the vellum overlay, and it was just gorgeous. So I look forward to kind of recreating that card with this stamp set. All right, so on page 131, one thing I was super excited to see that were these Spectrum uninked pads. Okay, so when I first started stamping, they were called Kaleidocolors, and they came in a variety of different colors, but they were so fun to stamp with because you kind of push them together, you ink up your stamp, and you get a variety of colors on the same stamp. Super easy. Instead of using your markers or whatever, you can use one of these to get multiple colors on your stamp. Here they also used it to make some fun backgrounds. So these come uninked. I'm going to show you them in the back of the catalog so that you can make your own color combos. So you can add 5 colors on one ink pad. So if you have some great ideas for color combos with these uninked Spectrum pads, would you leave a comment below and let us know what colors you're going to try in there? This Wonderful Moments stamp set here, I just love the fonts and the words in this so much. There was another there is another stamp set similar to this style that I never really cared for or got, but this one is at the top of my list. I just love it. I love this little happy birthday, and I think I'm going to use that so much. This thanks so much. Looking forward to meeting your new little miracle. I'll be your up when you're feeling down. So look beyond just the fact that there's a bride and a pregnant woman in there, because even if you don't make that many wedding cards or expectant mom cards, there are so many different ways that you can use this stamp set. I think this is going to be a really good one. Also, the swirly frames. I love a basic stamp set like this where you can use it. If you look down at the samples, you can use it to create your own backgrounds. You can use it to frame other stamps. Just lots of different uses that you're going to get out of this one. This one also popped out as fun, and that's the, and I don't even know how to say this for sure, bokeh dots backgrounds, but it's 2 stamps, and you can see how they used one of them here by stamping them in a couple different colors and punching them out with the tailored tag punch to make a background. But I think these are going to make some really fun backgrounds. I can even see maybe cutting letters out of these. I think that would be really, really fun. This was an early release, so you may have seen this already, but the Love What You Do stamp set, again, it's got a combination of flower images, background watercolor images, and words that just have a really nice font. So you can make so many different things with these. I have 2 cards that I was going to show you that I've made just to show you. Also, this paper that coordinates with it, this is really, really thick and sturdy. More so than the other designer series paper that Stampin' Up has. So I really like it. This one, I just used the I'm Lucky to Have a Friend Like You inside a circle, and then behind it are the pearlized doilies. So these are doilies. I don't use doilies a lot, but these are kind of fun because they have a little sheen to them. They're kind of pearly, and they fit behind this layering scallop circles. Those are the layering, let's see, layering circles framelits dies. So I liked that. And then here's another one with the main image. You can color these flowers in after you stamp them, or they made these handy little stamps that you can just stamp those right over your flowers and it colors them for you. Very clever. All right, now we're getting into the accessories and all the fun things besides stamps. These are on page 182 where the colors start. So they show you cardstock, markers, classic Stampin' pads, ink refills, and if you're gonna order a stamp pad, I recommend that you order the same color ink refill at the same time so you have it when you need it, because sometimes colors do change and you won't be able to get the ink refill later. Also embellishments, ribbon and trim, and then I mentioned the refills. So let me show you the new style of Stampin' Up! Ink pad. These are just a little bit, let's see, I have an old one. This is the old style, this is the new style. They're the same width, they're just a tiny bit shorter, and they're a tiny bit flatter. They were redone to be easier to open. So you open them like a compact. Just hold either side with your thumbs, and then you're gonna push them in so that it's nice and sturdy so you can stamp. If you want to color with your ink, you can still squeeze the pad together and get ink in the lid and use that with your blender pens or aqua painter. So you can see I just kind of pulled here and then they close shut like that. So they are easy to use, but they take a little bit of getting used to if you've been using the old style for years. If you want to just get the new colors in the new style pad, you can get a new color assortment pack that has 16 ink pads. So one of each. These are all the new colors and colors that are coming back. You can do the same with markers and with cardstock. So if you just want to try those new colors, you might want to get those. There are 5 new ink colors, and you can tell that Blueberry Bushel is my favorite color ever. I even have it on my nails. These are going to be available for 2 years. So these colors are only available for 2 years. These are last year's ink colors that will be available for 1 more year. And then you get into the regular collections, neutrals, brights, One thing I was excited about was that the 12 by 12 cardstock is back in assorted packs. So you get 20 sheets, 2 of each of these colors in 12 by 12 cardstock. That's great if you are a scrapbooker who scrapbooks in that size, or if you just like to make things that are a little bit bigger. I don't know what, but maybe you do. So it's exciting that that is back in all the colors. So more subtles, regals. And again, they did change some of the colors, like Real Red used to be in the Brights collection. Now it's in the Regals collection. So make sure you just kind of check that out, especially if you're going to be ordering some of the assortment packs. Make sure you know what colors come in them. Some of my favorites, designer series papers. And I love that these tell you exactly what Stampin' Up! Colors coordinate with them. Underneath each set of designer papers, it tells you exactly what colors coordinate. So you know what color ink to use with it, you know what color cardstock to use with it. You can also get cardstock packs that includes 3 colors that are in the designer series paper. You can use these colors just on their own without even using the designer series paper. This is a great place to come up with new color combo ideas to try. And they also list these colors on the back of the pack of designer series paper. So make sure that you keep the packaging with your papers so that you can always remember what colors go with it. These are all 12 by 12 here. These on page 191 are all 6 by 6 papers. I was really excited to see the in color, and these are by color group, but these are just kind of, kind of want to say neutral patterns that are great for backgrounds. And these are back in 6 by 6. So I really like those. And I used some of those on a few of the cards that I shared with you earlier. So just look through at all of it. Make sure you kind of read through everything. On this page, you'll notice that they do have this N, this red N, to denote things that are new to this catalog. Also, the glimmer paper says it's new, and you might be thinking, but I've seen that before in those colors. So what's new about the glimmer paper is that it's thinner. They say it's easier to cut and it's easier to tape, and it sheds less glitter. So I don't have any yet, but I'm excited to give that a try. Memories and more. This has so many uses. That's why they say and more. So the memories part is if you want to do pocket scrapbooking, kind of like Project Life, where you tuck the cards in next to your pictures, you can get supplies for that. You can get the cards, and let me show you a few cards. The cards come in packs where you get some 4 by 6 cards in a variety of different, some have words, some are just backgrounds. This is this delightfully detailed pack. They're double-sided, so you can use either side. So you get a bunch of 4 by 6 cards, and then you get a bunch of 3 by 4 cards. So some are fun die cuts. Again, some have words. Some have just patterns. There's just a whole bunch of different cards. So you can use these for scrapbooking, or you can use them to make cards. Oh, also in that pack comes a few, I guess they're die cut stickers, kind of. They're heavier. They're not light sticker material. They're more heavy, but you get 2 sheets of each of these. So you can use these to make cards as well. And something new that they have this year are these Whisper White Memories and More cards and envelopes. They come in 2 sizes, small or large, and you can use these cards right on the front. So here is a cute little giraffe card that I make that says, "You make me smile." This was made on one of the cards that the finished size is 3 1/4 inches by 4 1/4 inches. And they do come with envelopes, so they're pre-cut and scored to this size. They come with the envelopes. Do know that the small size is too small to mail on its own. So this would be more if you're going to hand something to someone, or you're going to tuck it in with a gift, or you're going to mail it with a gift. You can't just mail this size envelope on its own. But they're super cute, and it makes it super easy to make a card, because this was all together. I just stamped the giraffe on it, and then I added a little black cardstock as a mat and put it right on the front of the card. The larger ones have a finished size of 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, and again come with envelopes. So this is one of the larger cards that I use for the background. a smaller card for my main greeting, and I did add a black mat on this one as well, and one of the die cuts on the inside. So it does make it really quick and easy to make cards with these Memories and More cards, and you can pair them with other supplies that you have, like I did with the animal stamp set. So you might want to take a look at those. Then we get into the embellishments. There are some fun new things like the glitter enamel dots. Those are at the top of my list. Also, I wanted to point out that there are still the regular pearls and the regular clear rhinestones. They just kind of hid them down underneath the basic jewels where they show the red ones, but you can still get just the plain pearls and rhinestones there. There's some new colors of self-adhesive backed, however you say it, sequins that are really fun to use. What else? Just lots of brads are back. My daughter said now that they have like enamel shapes and stuff, why would you ever use brads? And I said it was if you wanted to connect things together. So say you wanted to make an Easter basket and that's how you would attach the sides. Or say you wanted to make a spinner card. You would use this in the center of the circle to make it spin. So there are some fun uses for brads that you might remember from the past when you used to have brads. Lots of pretty ribbons, especially in the new colors. There are some new color embossing powders if you want to heat emboss. These are the new in colors and they just come as a group. Again, gotta have that blueberry bushel. Also, black is back. Here's where you're going to find on page 202 the uninked spectrum pad. So I don't believe that you'll be able to clean these out. I think that once you have your colors in there, you're pretty much going to want to stick with those colors. So you might want to buy a few of them to try out different color combos. Stampin' Blends are the alcohol markers if you like to color. All right, so here's something else I wanted to talk to you about, and that's the new Simply Chamois. This is for cleaning your stamps. And I haven't been using mine all that long, but I have a few tips and tricks for you. One is that I keep mine in a clear mount stamp case. So this is the slimmer style stamp case, and it just keeps it moist. I don't believe that these are going to mold. Mine has not done anything funky yet. If it starts to dry out, then the edges will harden, and actually the whole thing will kind of harden. All you need to do is get it wet again. So it will stain. It's not going to stay, it starts kind of purple, but it's not going to stay like that. It's going to stain. But all you do to clean your stamps is make sure it's wet and then just kind of dab or rub your stamp on it, and it really does clean them well. One thing I found is that the wetter it is, it really does clean better. As it starts to dry out, it doesn't clean as much. You'll want to just rinse it out under water to clean it off. And one thing that I like about it is that if you have a bigger stamp or you just want to clean off part of a stamp, you can kind of pick it up in your hand and fold it and just kind of do that to clean it off. It also works great for cleaning off the Stamparatus, and even, they don't have it anymore, but my Stampin' Majig sheets, I like to clean off with it as well. So I really do like that as a cleaning tool for my stamps. Another fun new tool is the Stamparatus, and this is a stamp positioning tool that you can use with your clear mount stamps. So either your clear mount red rubber stamps or your photopolymer stamps that are totally clear. And I'm going to share more videos later about how you can use this, but if you have trouble stamping your images right where you want them, this is going to be super helpful. It's also helpful if you need to make a whole bunch of cards the same way. And there are a lot of fun techniques that you can do with it. You might have seen other stamp positioning tools before, and some of the features of this that others don't have are that two of the sides are open so that you can use it with bigger sheets of cardstock. And also it's got two different plates that come out, and they're hinged, so you can take them out and move them. You can use both sides of them, so you could have like 4 different stamps going at the same time. And again, I'll share more about that at a later date, but it is really worth having. There are some fun new punches here, just a couple this year. 4-petal flower, a detailed trio. The elephant builder that I pointed out has a stamp set that goes with it. There's a vase builder and also a bunny builder. I don't get too much into the builder punches because I find them to be a little putsy, but if you like this kind of thing and can handle all the little details, these are super fun. All right, let's talk about the Big Shot for a minute. I cannot even remember crafting and making cards without my Big Shot. I use it all the time to cut images out and to emboss. So something that is new this year is, find the page it's on, the Big Shot embossing mats. So let me show you what you can do with those. Okay, so with the Big Shot embossing mats, there's kind of this blue, I don't know, rubbery thing, and then there's a thicker gray rubbery thing, and then there's this hard piece. What you can do is use your framelits that you usually cut with. I'm not sure how well you can see this on the video, but you can use them to just emboss the image. And that's what I've done here with this butterfly. Instead of cutting it out, I've just embossed with it. So let me tell you the sandwich that you would need to do to just emboss. When you get the embossing mats, do not throw out the paper that comes with it, because it tells you here how to build your sandwich. Actually shows you down here, but you're going to want to refer to up here for the numbers. So it tells you if you want to, this is if you want to cut, this is if you want to cut and emboss the same image, and this is if you just want to emboss only. So to emboss only, you're going to take your Big Shot platform, followed by a clear cutting pad, followed by your die cut with the ridge side up, and then your paper on top of that, and then your blue kind of rubbery piece on top of that, and then your white impressions pad on top of that, and then you're just going to run this through the Big Shot. Now I'm going to have another video with more tips for this, but what I wanted to show you real quick was, because you're putting your framelit or your thinlet or framelit, whatever, down first, and then you're putting your paper, it's hard to position it. So what you might want to do is put your framelit where you want it on the card, and then use some washi tape to hold it in place. And if your washi tape is too sticky, sometimes I just put it like on my jeans or something, so it gets rid of some of the sticky. But that way, now it's right where I want it and it's not going to move around. So then I can turn it upside down and then build my sandwich and run it through. And that's just going to give you a fun embossed look. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel and click on the little bell below this video so that you are notified when I add new videos, because I'll be sharing more about the Big Shot embossing mats soon. All right, we are getting to the end of the catalog. There are a few new embossing folders. Just look for the little red N next to them. If you loved a bunch of stuff that you saw in this catalog, when you go to place your order, you can order online at shopInkItUpWithJessica.com, and if you place a $150 order or more, you're going to get free Stampin' rewards. So you can kind of look at this chart. If your order is $150, you're going to get 10% of that in rewards, or $15 free. If it's $300, then you're going to get 12% of that, and so on. If your order is $450 or more, you can also get one item at 50% off. So if you have your eye on something big, that might be the way to get a great deal on it. If you want to have everything in this catalog and you just think, I just want it all, you might want to order a starter kit. You choose $125 in products and you only pay $99 and get free shipping. After that, you're going to get at least 20% off of all your orders after that. So you can find more information and order your starter kit at inkitupwithjessica.com/su-starter-kit. And I'll put the link below as well. So once we get past these, you'll see the exclusive host sets that say just for hosts. These are not necessarily just for hosts. If you place an order of $150 or more, you can select these stamp sets free as your Stampin' rewards. So there are some really great host sets this year that you might want to get. Past that, there's a stamp set index. So that is it. That brings us to the end of the catalog. So I really hope that you enjoyed looking through it with me today, and I would love to hear what your favorites are. So please leave a comment down below. And sure, you can look at this whole catalog online, but I think there is nothing like flipping through your very own paper copy of the catalog. So request your copy at inkitupwithjessica.com/catalog. And then you can order your favorites at shopinkitupwithjessica.com. Thanks so much for looking through the catalog with me. Happy stamping!